Yeah.
There's a gal on Twitter that I'm friends with, and what was she? She was talking about the keeper of the seeds. Did you see that Mad Max Fury Road or whatever that was?
No.
And there was a group of people called the Vuvalinis or something like that.
I like that.
And they were seed keepers. And
Like a band name.
this this gal on Twitter said was talking about something about that, and she said, I was thinking about them today, and Byron, you're kind of like them. I think you're kind of like them. And I was like, well,
Mad
that's a
Max.
that's a pretty high compliment actually, because they're badasses.
Yeah.
They win in the end. Sorry, spoiler alert. If you ain't seen that Mad Max movie that came out 10 damn years ago.
When did it come out?
I don't know. And
I
I
think
can't
it
look
came
it
out
up.
when I was in high school or something.
Oh no, this is the most recent one, and it's like Fury Road or something. It's about water,
Oh,
not
it doesn't
having
have Tina
water.
Turner in it.
What?
Does it have Tina Turner in it?
No, no. Uh oh, who's it got in it? That gal, that tall blonde gal. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look it up and you can post something about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty sweet. And I'm still on Twitter. And I thought it was so funny. Was it today that people were saying, oh, but threads, now they're trying to limit the number of things we can do on threads, just like they done on Twitter. And it's like, damn, if you have to do more than 300 things on Twitter or threads a day, you need to get yourself a damn garden. You need to start canning beans because they're going to be coming in soon. Because
Yeah,
what the heck, people?
Twitter's a whole different subject, isn't it? I
It
mean,
is, but as I've said, everybody bitching about it. They must use it more than I do. But
mhm.
I have a handful of people I keep up with, and they are funny and they're weird and they're, smart.
Yeah,
And I learn all kinds of cool things and can sometimes contribute to a little bit of a conversation. But it's fine with me. I don't mind Twitter.
well, I
But
say,
I think I might have made my way up to 2,000 followers at this point, maybe. Because
wow.
I ain't no influencer over on Twitter.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well, I don't know if that's
No.
a lot of
Oh,
followers.
2,000 ain't nothing.
You
I got
know,
I got I got almost 6,000 on Facebook on one page.
I actually like Twitter in a lot of ways much better than Facebook. I mean, I think I'm going into that anti-social phase of my life, where I don't like anybody. You know. Anyway, I just ordered myself a t-shirt and this one says my people skills are fine. It's idiots I can't tolerate.
Oh, I love
And
it.
it's like, and I thought, wait a minute, that doesn't even sound like me.
It does though.
It does and it doesn't.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that that's you for sure. Yeah.
Can you? Well, you know me. So that's kind of where I'm at because the closer I get to 60, the more I'm kind of think to myself, well, damn, if I make it to 60, who do I have to impress? Not a damn person.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. Let's go to the beach, Byron. Come on. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I just, my mantra, I got to get to September the 1st,
yep,
midnight
yep,
Central Time.
yeah. Yes.
Then the whole world opens up for me. It'll all be beautiful. But then I'm going to be up to my cracking crocodiles again.
There'll
Because
be a
September,
lot of people who need attention by then.
yeah. And I've got 3 book events. I've got 2 festivals. I've got, I don't know,
Hey, I'm
stuff.
excited about your book events.
I am too. And I'm excited for people to have this little book because it's, I'm just tired of saying, just practice grounding, please, baby. Just ground yourself
Yeah.
because you're flying like a helium balloon from the Dollar Tree. Just go on, ground yourself. Well, but I know. And then you tell them how, and they don't practice it, or it doesn't work for them, and they don't try anything else. It's like, well, Mama said to do it like this, and I can't do it like this, so I guess it's all right. So that's what the book is all about. It's the stepping stones of magical practice.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think there's going to be a lot of people that feel very superior to this book, and that's okay. I think it's a good beginner book. It's a good book for folks who need to maybe renew their spiritual practice a little bit that they ain't been doing. Yeah. And I think it'll sell okay. But it's not, writing books has never been about selling books to me. And for God's sake, don't tell any of my publishers or editors I said that.
Okay.
It is about me finding something curious that I'm curious about and just digging into it till I figure it out. Except this book I'm doing right now, this damn feral church project, I feel like got dumped in my lap, and I was told to just do it. And I was like, but I don't know how. Yes, you do. Somehow you know how to do this. Just do it. But, and then somebody's already slammed the car door shut and drove away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there you are at the
And there I am.
crossroads. Dun,
And there
dun,
I
dun.
am once again at the crossroads.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yep.
It's all right. I mean, it might as well be all right.
It is more than all right. And my friend Ted, not Uncle Ted White, hey Ted, he said, the more I hear about this feral church, it sounds like to me like it's the answer to Earthworks, to the Tower Time book. And I said, that's exactly right. That's what it is.
Hmm.
Those last three of the last four books that I've done. So Earthworks and Seasons of a Magical Life and this book, it's the stepping stone. So Earthworks told everybody what the hell's going on. Seasons of a Magical Life told you how to settle in and make your hearth and home work.
Mm-hmm.
And Feral Church is when you have to go out in the world and you got to fix the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is. And I guess the next book will be Now That It's the Apocalypse. Now what?
Hmm.
But I don't think I have to write that book. I think everybody else has written that book.
We can dress up like Tina Turner did.
I wish I had the legs to dress like Tina Turner did.
So, okay, we were talking about these places that make it real easy to buy from them. And I look at everything, okay? My algorithm is so screwed up. They don't know if I need senior diapers or dog food or a
or
book or crayons or what. They don't know.
erectile dysfunction drugs.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, isn't that ubiquitous? It's everywhere. The other day, I get in this thread somehow in my ads that were coming up on Facebook. And for me, they show up and there'll be a horizontal group of squares. And each square will be a product. And if you click that, it'll take you to that product and you can buy it, of course. So usually there'll be a theme. It'll be like women's clothing, and you'll see skirts, and one will be tops, and so on. This sounds basic, I know, or kitchen appliances or something like that. So the other day I got into one I started it by searching on Google for glow in the dark nail polish. And it started showing me nail polish ads and ads for glow in the dark things. And then from there, I actually allowed myself about a week later to click on one of them, which was luminous solar LED mushroom lights for outdoors.
Yes.
And that changed my feed as well. Okay. So then this last, I guess it's about 3 days ago, the algorithm decided that I must be interested in makeup since I was looking at fingernails and glow in the dark stuff. I must be, maybe a teenager or something like that. And it sent me a string of body modification clothing.
Whoa.
If I want to enhance something, I could, or push something in, I could, or whatever. And I looked at it today and I see this hand, and it's got this disc, flesh colored kind of shape and is pushing it up against the back of its leg. And what it is it's a leg enhancement is what they call it. So if your legs are skinny, this gives you a little curve to your leg. And somehow it's adhesive. It's silicone as well. And I thought, this is the creepiest thing. I mean, I can look at things that most people would think are creepy, and they don't bother me that much. They just are what they are. But this thread is creeping me out. It really is. What's next? So,
Yeah.
ever done anything like that? Has anything like that ever happened?
I have gone down some very dubious rabbit holes.
Yeah.
When I was putting together that sex magic curriculum that I teach,
Yeah.
I would often do a Google search on different things that people do, so I would be able to talk about those with some common sense, I guess. And I saw things that they didn't shock me so much as they just hurt my body to even think you would want to do that to your bottom or your breast. Or I just thought, well, why would you do that? Why? It was just shocking to me. So for a while I got a lot of that kind of, here, look, these are some beautiful jewelry you can have on the place where the baby sucks. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? It's like, I guess I could pierce my nipples. I don't know.
Well,
might be good, might not.
it might. It will. I mean, I don't know what to say about that because I can't imagine the pain that would be. It just sounds awful to me. But I know people who can get away with it and they look awesome and they're in their power place when they do.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I had a friend who had 4 young'uns and she had them about Irish twins apart.
Okay.
So 18 months. So she was breastfeeding for all of her adult life.
My goodness.
And when I last saw her, she was still breastfeeding because she was one of those women that, she would just breastfeed them till they were 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And the last one had not quite, but was about to get weaned. And she said, and here's what's going to happen. When that youngin is weaned, I'm going to get my nipples pierced because now they're mine again. And I can do whatever I want to with them because they're mine. I don't have to share them with anybody.
Well,
so I thought that was pretty funny.
That's funny, but isn't that kind of what most of these sexual deviancies, they kind of they're more in the head. The body is just like a delivery method for the philosophy.
Right. For the fantasy. Yep.
I know a person who, and I really know this person and have for many years, but have never met him. And this person told me one day that he was getting ready to go meet a new mistress, and this one promised she was going to make him truly suffer this.
Oh my God.
And I thought, oh, okie dokie. But things put that in place for him. And that's the way it is for everybody. And so I'm kind of like, well, you know what? Go for it. If you're able to, and that does it for you and you're not hurting anybody, that is fine with me as long as I don't have to witness it if I don't want to.
Well, and I'm jumping back to what some of you said earlier, that I'm getting old now, so there are things that I just put my hand up and I go, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that, and nor should anyone. And my thing at Starwood was, there's not a woman on earth who should be a sub. Women have been subs for 6,000 damn years. Now, if a woman wants to be a dom, I'm all for it. Good for her. But any woman that'll lay down and let a man take her on and beat her and whatever else, damn, you could just marry a redneck and have that happen. What's wrong with you?
There's always the chance that you'd get right.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, I was real, and I didn't say it gently, like I was like, no, absolutely not. In 6,000 years are not for you, man. No.
God. Did I tell you about that club that I went into? And it was in New York, in Manhattan, I think. Did I tell you about that?
I do not think so. Is this something you're gonna have to cut out?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah. I'm not
Oh,
sure. I'll go back and re-listen to it, but I was up there for work, and I was staying with a friend who was living there. He and his family were living there, his wife and kids, and they made it their mission to show me the quote unquote real underbelly of the city.
oh,
Okay. And of course, I was young and stupid enough to just be cocky about it. Sure, no, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with
that'd
that.
be fine.
Yeah, I'm from Asheville. We're not like the rest of the South. You know,
No, we're cool here.
I just felt it like I could not die, like I could never be hurt. I was young,
Oh,
very
we're
young.
all like that.
Yeah.
Bulletproof.
Yep. And I was out in New York City. Well, so they took me to one of those clubs. I don't know what you call them, but you, I guess you have to have a membership, and it's expensive to get in the door, and you have to sign a waiver. Do you know
Whoa.
that? And so I was just like, oh yes, no big deal. Yeah, we do that all the time back home. Yeah, yeah. And it was there was just I'll never forget. They would do things like bring. There was a lot of men who had the what do you call it, the sub role, and the women
Uh-huh.
were dominant for them, and they would bring him a bowl of dog food or something that looked like it. I guess I don't know, and they'd smash their head into this dog food bowl and tell them to eat it. And they make them not, they wouldn't allow them to sit in a chair and stuff like that. And of course they're all dressed in leather, which I don't wear at all, and never have.
Or or spandex.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, so there was this, I was going to, this is really how dumb I was. I was going to the bathroom because I needed to pee, and not for the reason that most people go to the bathroom at those places. But I didn't know that. So I get up and I walk across towards the bathroom. And when I walked through the bar area, I saw somebody just slap the hell out of this woman right in full hand, right in the face. Okay.
Oh,
And of course, I was going to run and go protect her, go kick his ass, right? And I got pulled away, and they said, no, 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 that's what she wanted to happen. Look at her face. And I looked at her face, and I will never forget the look on her face was triumph. It was like she had just taken a sip of power raw, and was eating it up, and it's like she just got slapped in the face. How does that even translate? I don't
but it
understand
does.
it.
It does for a lot of people.
Maybe it was the attention or something. Anyway, you know what, I turned around and I never did go in that bathroom, and I'm so glad. And I left. I was really upset about that, because that kind of violence is a huge trigger for me.
Oh, well, of course. And I mean,
And
anybody who has been subjected to that level of violence and not in a place where they had any control. It's
evidently she felt like she was in control with that.
well, she probably had a safe word.
Armageddon?
I don't know.
I never
Not
seen
my
anything.
thing, man.
Yeah. But I guess my point in saying that, telling you that awful story, was that really affected me, and it made me think about a lot of things. And that's when I realized that sex is in the brain, 99% of it. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
folks who have these desires, or whatever you want to call them, fetishes or whatever, there are reasons for it. And I just have to not engage. I don't engage. People can do what they want in their bedrooms, and I just will be like a hermit and not think about it right now.
Yep. And as long as it's, you know, consensual and private, it's none of my business.
Yeah. And that's the code of the hills, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the culture that we live in, which is every culture on earth, is the detriment to the woman.
Did you ever hear that song by Gillian Welch and Dave Rollins, and it was called Caleb Brown.
Oh, yeah, I know that song real well.
Yeah, that's a story of a lady who's lived up on a hill, and her husband left for the afternoon to go do some business down in town, and some drunk man showed up
Yeah.
and decided he was just going to rape her right there. And what happened was he had smashed his drinking bottle on the ground or something, and he had pushed her down on the ground, and she grabbed the drinking bottle, and you know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
And that was that was that song was also kind of it was somewhat traumatic for me the first time I heard it.
Yeah. And then she worries that his ghost is going to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But I do love that song now. I really do. But it's like I was such a rube. I just was in some Alice in Wonderland life, I guess, because I just had never expected truly mean stuff to happen to anybody. And I guess part of it is because I didn't watch TV. I just watched nature documentaries or cartoons. And back then, cartoons actually were cartoons for kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so you and I, in that way, we live two very different lives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Huh. You got me thinking now. That's somebody else on social media in the past couple of days was saying, those people that they're the look at me people, and they spend so much of their energy sucking the air out of the room, being shiny. So everybody focuses on them constantly, and to the detriment of anything else happening in the community or the group of friends or whatever. She said, I just don't know what to do about that. Those people they annoy me and they make me angry, but I don't really know what I could do. And she asked me specifically, well, what would you do about that? I said, I don't really know. So I would love our listeners, if they know, if they have any good ideas, to let me know and I'll let her know. But
yeah,
I said, I always go back to nature and I see what nature does. And if there's a young'un, a bear cub or a fox cub or any of that is behaving in a way that is detrimental to the family or the group,
yeah,
then the parent is going to smack them down.
yeah.
So maybe those folks need to be smacked down. And I don't mean literally smacked down, but people maybe need to say that that behavior doesn't really suit you and it doesn't further anybody or anything, except we just focus on you. And can we just spend 5 minutes? We'll just all stare at you, and then maybe you can, I don't know, have a life and not try to be a stereotype or something.
Well,
So I don't know. That's what I told her. I just go to nature. What would nature do? And then I also said, but sometimes people, they just don't ever feel like they're seen or heard or that they have any value. And so some people just have to be out there all the time, flashing things and doing things and
getting
being
attention.
shiny and all that stuff, because it's the only way they feel like they have value.
Well, and you've seen kids that will take the attention even if it's negative.
Yeah.
Like they'll act out. If they're not going to get your attention this way, they'll go get it this other way. And there's a lot of grown-ups that do the exact same thing.
Yes, and they probably learned it when they were youngins.
Yeah.
I still do.
I wonder sometimes if I'm one of them, because I'll do the self-exam and I'll say, well, I've got a podcast, so
Alicia,
yeah,
you're not one of them.
Well, you gotta. Well,
you're not one of those people that I was thinking of.
Okay. I doubt you'd be on the podcast with me if I was, right?
I think we are people with some pretty healthy self-worth stuff. I think we're pretty healthy about that.
Yeah.
But we don't feel like we have to grab the attention all the time. I mean, we're pretty good on the podcast, I think, of sharing back and forth.
Yeah.
Neither one of us really dominates.
There's that word again.
Dominating. We are the doms.
It somehow showed up in our subconscious today.
What will the algorithm look like after this show? Who knows?
That's
We're gonna.
interesting.
Oh, now that would be funny if now you could do this with a Photoshop. Weird mountain doms, and the two of us in black leather, cracking a big old bullwhip.
Yeah, riding on the yard man's shoulders.
Weird mountain dom.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. We'll just
That's
have to
hilarious.
get the graphics program out again and make that happen. You know, the problem that just made my mind go over to, or I could just ask the AI to draw it.
Of course, and they would do a great job,
Yeah.
and we would look very thin. We'd have very big but perky bosoms.
Okay, you convinced me. I'm gonna go find a bot. You know, I really
And we'd
thought
have big
that,
old hair, but not big like Dolly, just big.
man, there's been some really good videos of Dolly come out, by the way. Squirrel.
Man, yes. There's some good TikToks that keep coming to her saying things like, once you get beyond the boobs and the makeup, listen to what I'm saying about the business.
Yeah. Just that I saw that too. I thought that was prime. I liked it.
Yep. She ain't dumb.
No, no. We have been all over the map today.
Haven't we?
We didn't have a pre-show at all, though. No
No,
structure because of that, huh?
we were just getting going because we've been talking for golly over an hour.
I was just getting ready to look and see if I could figure that out. Thank you. Yeah.
Because we started along about 1, but we didn't record immediately.
No. No, we had to gossip. No, we didn't.
Just a little bit, not much. It wasn't really gossip.
No, we were
But it is,
brainstorming.
yeah, and it is clabbering up out there. Where were you when that big rain hit yesterday?
You know, I was getting ready to drive down Haywood Road.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. And it really was a pretty wicked rain. When I got where I was going, you've been there to that house in West Ashland.
Yeah.
There's an herb garden in a circle in the back of the yard there, and I could see where it had been beaten down by the wind and the rain.
Oh,
I know. But we needed some moisture. We certainly got some.
we did. They said it was about a half inch of rain in what, an hour, something like that. It was a
Really?
lot.
No, it was less than an hour, I thought. But it was
That's what they said on the news at noon. About a half inch of rain. That's a lot. Yeah, I left the store because I worked yesterday, and it was raining, and it was raining harder, and then I got home, and I just pulled in the driveway, and it was raining so hard, and the wind was blowing. My elderberry plants were horizontal.
Ooh, oh.
It was wild, wild wind, and I just sat in the car.
Yeah, something
So
going.
there. Yeah, it was a big blow. And of course, I did laundry, but I didn't put it out before we started. And now I'm seeing this big old thunderous looking black cloud between me and Mount Pisgah.
Well, that's how it used to be in the summer, but it was about 10 degrees cooler than it is now.
Yeah.
Everywhere on the earth.
Golly, ain't that something? The temperature and all the warnings, and this is what heat exhaustion looks like, and this is what heat stroke looks like. And
here's your code orange for the day.
Yeah. Are we orange today?
I don't know if we are today or not. That rain might have cleaned it up a little. And as you can tell, I haven't really been outside today.
Yeah.
Only a quick jaunt this morning.
A jaunt.
The jaunt, yes. 79 right now, and there's no code orange. So this time yesterday, there definitely was. And
yeah.
It may rain. Yeah, it may rain. What about that? Yeah, so what you been cooking lately?
Well, I was cooking at camp. I cooked steak and cod and potatoes and bacon. Me and my buddy Eric were the chief cooks. We cooked a lot of stuff, a lot of eggs, and my buddy Papa Joe kept going home from camp. He was vending. He had a booth, but he spent the night at home because my home wasn't far away. And he would come in every day with a dozen eggs from his chickens.
Oh,
So I got 2 dozen eggs I gotta do something with. Good old homemade chicken eggs.
yes.
It's
Well,
exciting.
boiling them. Boiled eggs are good this time of year, and you can put them in everything.
Yeah, I'm
Do you put
thinking
them in potato salad?
I do.
Me
I'm
too.
thinking, and I've got some potatoes too, but I was thinking I would do some deviled eggs because we love them, and then
Mm.
maybe some egg salad because Joe loves that a lot. I
Hmm.
mean, I like it well enough, but he really loves it.
Yeah, and
And that,
you can also break the eggs open and scramble them up, and freeze them that way. Did you?
yeah, I could.
Hmm.
And I got myself something today that I've always wanted.
Okay.
That we can maybe end up with that.
What's that?
I went to the thrift store today that I go to every couple weeks, and they didn't have anything I wanted really today. And then I came up to check out because I had the one of those over the door hanger things.
Yeah.
So I was getting that, and I looked in the jewelry cabinet at the front, and they had one of those Stuart and I dogwood necklaces.
Oh, nice.
And I have always wanted one.
That is nice. Yeah.
Yes. And so I asked how much it was, and it was very reasonable. So I am wearing it right now.
Oh,
And I'm just thrilled to have it. And thank you, whoever went through their grandma's jewelry box
yeah.
and decided that they didn't want to keep this because it means a lot. I'm glad to have
Yeah.
it.
Well, I've done nothing exciting like that. I've just had a couple of quiet days, I'm glad to say, and yeah, no Stuart and I in my days at all. But I've been doing a little research on medical things and also computer things and weird things, weird mountain things. So I feel like it has been because the weather has been so crappy. And when I walk outside, it's that humidity just smacks me.
Oh, it's awful,
I,
awful.
instantly my lungs will seize up, is what it feels like. And
Yep.
and so when it's that hot and the humidity is that high and it's a code orange because of dust, I stay in as much as I can. And
That's
that's what I do.
wise.
Yeah, it's not fun sometimes, but whatever. It's been working for me, so but I feel like I'm back to being a code monkey every now and then, because
Yeah,
I'll catch myself and it's been an hour and I've been on the computer and just lost track of time.
that's funny.
Eh, eh.
Yeah, I'm looking at all kinds of things that I need to just get done in the next, well, after the book goes in, just little things like I need to clean out my refrigerator bad.
Yeah, I did
I need
that.
to, wash it out. I need to sort my clothes and get rid of the clothes I don't wear anymore instead of just piling them up in a pile.
That's a hard project for me. I don't want because I've been all different sizes, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
the person, the selfish person in me goes, "Wait, I'll be that size again." Yeah, hang on to that. I liked it back when I could wear it. Well, I'm gonna let you go, I guess. I
Well, I got to be thinking about supper. I got to, golly,
think about.
the squash just got bigger and bigger while I was gone, and Joe was hesitant about harvesting it. So I got 4 or 5 baseball bats over here. I got to cut into pieces and blanch them, I guess, and freeze them.
I was gonna say, how do you cook those when they're that size? Do you
Well,
do?
they're good in the soup, or you can saute them, whatever. They're
No.
good. They'd be good come winter.
Oh, I guess so.
We'll be glad to have that. And I'm gonna fry some of it up. It's not tough. It's just big.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those folks who will hollow it out and then bake it and then put other
Yes,
stuff in it? That might be
delicious.
is it?
Yes, I love baked squash. But
I
I'm old. See, the thing you got to remember is I'm old, and I eat all kinds of weird stuff like beets and turnip greens and raw turnips and yeah, and hollowed out squash with breadcrumbs and butter and cheese in it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Weird stuff. I eat weird
that
stuff.
sounds good. That sounds good, actually.
Does sound good, doesn't it? That's
Yeah.
not what we're having for supper tonight because I'd have to heat up the house. No, ma'am.
Oh, well, I made a big giant chicken pot pie in the crock pot.
Oh, yeah.
That was my crock pot meal this week. And it was, I'd say it's real good. It's got, it's got everything. Basically, I cleaned out the vegetables that I had and just added a few other little things to it, and it turned out good. Put the biscuits on top, put it on the crock pot for about 2 hours. The kitchen did not get hot like it would if I'd done it in a stove or oven, and it tastes good. And it's a little too much though, so I'm going to freeze some of it. And I think we might take some to the neighbor at some point because I've got one of those giant crock pots, and I was liberal with throwing in the vegetables and stuff. So it's got mushrooms and carrots and beans and corn and all that stuff. All that stuff.
Sounds yummy.
Yep. So I'm glad I already made it because I'm going to take it easy anyway. And you take it easy. And, weirdlings, y'all, thank you so much for just hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
And we do. And those of you who won the 2 things in the drawing, I will get that out to you ASAP now that I'm back in town.
Oh, yeah. And thanks to our old faithful listeners and the new ones that are showing up from who knows where.
We're glad to see you.
We are, yeah. If you've got any questions, just find us. We'd like to hear them. Or memories.
Oh, yes. And let's remember, now it is starting to sound like one of those country radio stations from rural country radio stations. And please remember our friend Sonia, who is one of the weirdlings, and she's been with us since the very beginning. Her mama could use your good thoughts and prayers.
Oh, I didn't realize. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
And we've got some other folks out there that are having a hard time too. Some of them might not want to be named, but just know that we're all pretty lucky if we can hang out together some.
Yep. And it never hurts. I mean, we joke about, well, thoughts and prayers doesn't really do anything, but sometimes if that's all you've got and you're just thinking kindly of someone and hoping for the best, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Me too. So I will go and take my supper soon.
All right. Me too. I'm hungry already.
Yeah, I am too. I had a light lunch, so.
Me too. I had cherries and canned corn, not together, separately. I had the cherries for dessert.
The cherry, yes. I had some hummus and a few crackers, and I think earlier I had something, I can't remember what.
But and I had 3 lemon cookies because I love lemon cookies right now.
Oh,
I'm all about them. Yeah. So we should go make supper now so we can have early supper.
All right. Well,
all right, y'all.
Text whatever, whenever.
All right, and y'all be good if you can, but if you can't, just have some, as Alicia would say, behaviors.
Yeah, and don't name it after either one of us.
Oh, God, no. Hey, one last thing. I met a woman at this festival, and she said, so you're Byron Ballard. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, well, I thought you was a man. I said, well, I'm not. And she said, well, I can see that. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Some people don't know, and that's all right, too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, then.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.
Hey, thank you for spending your time with us here at Wyrd Mountain Gals. We sure do appreciate it. I know time is the most important thing we have, so I promise that if you take your time to listen to us, we'll take our time to continue to be weird. Many thanks to Sunslice Records for all the help. We couldn't do it without you, Craig. Check out our social media for information, community, or a few laughs. WYRD Mountain Gals.
W Radio.
And when a witch says that, you better pay fucking attention.